Hello guys, welcome back to the segment. As usual, I'm back again to let you guys know what's happening with our players and the UEFA Champions League match day 2 obviously went down yesterday, and we saw a good number of our players making appearances for their different club side. The Boniface is obviously the man that takes the headline for yesterday's performance, actually getting his first UEFA Champions League goal in a very difficult, game between Bayern Leverkusen, his club side, and Samuel Chukwueze's AC Milan. Boniface started that match, as opposed to Chukwueze, who didn't start for AC Milan. He was actually later introduced from the bench. But again, it was a really memorable night for Victor Boniface, actually getting his first goal. Last 2 weeks, when he made his Champions League debut, he actually went to Twitter after the game and tweeted, I've forgotten how he said it, but he said from paying 30 naira to watch football in Fame Hall to finally playing in the UEFA Champions League. That's how he put that tweet out, and that just goes to show you what it really means for this man to make an appearance at the highest level of club football, with that debut last 2 weeks. But little did this man know that this week, that's yesterday, he was going to get his first goal, and it came to pass. It's just something of a joy for the young man. You could see the happiness in his face. The way he celebrated for that goal, the way he danced off. To celebrate that goal. But again, great performance from this man who played up to 70 something minutes before he was actually subbed off. And then for the Milan side, who were unfortunate to lose that game, I thought they actually played well, especially in the second half. They sort of came back into the game and found their feet, but they were unable to crack the Bayern Leverkusen defense, which seems to be on point for that yesterday's game. But Samuel Chukwueze didn't start the game, as I mentioned. I wasn't even expecting him to start because Pulisic is the one that has been favoured recently. He's been informed, scored a lot of goals. I think he scored up to 5 goals in 5 appearances. So it was always a given that he was going to be given the nod to start. So he started ahead of Chukwueze. But even Pulisic could not, get any goal because it was a difficult match. But then Chukwueze was later introduced in the 80th minute, 80th minute of the game. So he just played for, 10 or so minutes for the match. Had one shot, but was unable to make any difference for this team. And then also, of course, for Bayern Leverkusen, we have Nathan Teller, who made a cameo appearance, just to fulfill all righteousness, actually, because he was put at the dying minutes to just play 1 minute of the game, basically to just kill the time off. I think that was probably the plan from Alonso. But again, good outing for Victor Boniface and Nathan Teller, as they were on the winning side for that yesterday's game. But aside from this match, we also saw a number of games, obviously transpiring as well, involving some of our players. And this time, we have the likes of Olayinka being on the losing side, as they heavily lost 4-0 against, an informed Inter Milan side. Frankly, they did play well, but it was just beyond them. Inter Milan were just too strong for them, especially the fact that the likes of Çalhanoğlu was on points. He was breathing fire, that yesterday, and he was too hot to handle. He actually got a goal for himself, and then Adeyemi scored as well. Then Arnautovic also got a goal for that game. So, but for our man Olayinka, he made an appearance for that game, actually starting the game and finishing the match as well. But nothing could come out of it, not even a consolation goal from this side. It was such such a sad one for them. But also we had the likes of Borussia Dortmund's Adeyemi, Karim Adeyemi yesterday was on points. He scored a hat trick in Borussia Dortmund's game versus Celtic. The match actually ended 7 goals to 1. Adeyemi was just cruising. I mean, his hat trick was scored in I think within 30 minutes or so. He scored the first one in the 11th minutes after Emre Can actually scored from the spot in 7 minutes. Scored the second goal in the 29th minute, and then the third goal came in the 42 minutes to complete his hat trick. And just earlier on yesterday, I actually posted on the community tab where this man was celebrating Nigeria's independence, his fatherland. And then the evening of yesterday, he went on a scoring spree against this poor Celtic side. But good one for the man. Of course, his international future is still kind of hanging in the balance right now. I don't even know where he is at this point. There's still some serious report that he's still eligible. There's still possibility for him to actually come around, but there hasn't been much said about that recently. But congrats to the man, of course. We'll just move forward to the game between Stuttgart and Sparta Prague. That game actually ended 1-1, and we had our man Victor Olatunji making an appearance for his team. Olatunji didn't start the match, which is actually crazy because this man has been on form lately. But he didn't start the match. He was put later on in the 70th minute to play only 21 minutes of game time. But nothing could come out of his performances, and they ended up drawing that one. But all the same, good win for them. They actually won their first game, so it's now 4 points from 2 games. But that is the update, guys, for our players who took part in yesterday's Champions League. Today's fixtures, definitely lots of interesting games as well coming up later this evening in the Champions League. And one of the guys we'll be looking forward to is Ademola Lookman, because his Atlanta side has a match with Shakhtar Donetsk. That's around 5:45 or so. We'll see what happens. Of course, there's definitely a high chance that Ademola Lookman is going to get a goal, probably get an assist for that one. But that is the update for this minute. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned.